Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Badka and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to analyze potentially which could be the biggest match of the tournament till date. Defending champions France are going to lock horns against the mighty Three Lions, England. Many people I have seen on social media have already started to say that France will easily defeat England, but I can assure you that will not be the case. The contest will be very evenly fought, and it will be quite stupid, if I'm putting it mildly, to write off England right at this moment, because although France has richer quality, the pragmatism with which Gareth Southgate has gone about his work has been brilliant. Now there has been a frustration about Gareth Southgate and the tactics that he employs when he makes the English teams, that he is not attacking enough, that he is not utilizing the talent of Phil Foden and especially Jack Grealish in the midfield, and he has a very conservative approach, despite the fact that England possessing one of the most brilliant and dynamic young midfielders that they have in world football, and he is not optimizing their talent and settling for a reserved style. But as you can imagine, as many England's fan, hopefully this video will reach many England fans, as we know that their golden generation between 1998 and 2010 could not win any single World Cup trophy, or they could proceed into the latter stages of the Euro tournament, because that there had too many attacking talents, and the coach, that is Sven Goran Eriksson, said it, who was the coach of the English team between 2000 and 2006, that his dilemma was how to fit Gerrard and Lampard in a single team, and as a consequence Paul Scholes would always have to play out of position, which was not his preferred position at the back, which he did in Manchester United, where he orchestrated plays from the midfield and fed it to Van Nistelrooy and Ronaldo. So the that has always been the dilemma, and many people in England expect that as the Premier League is now the most marquee and richest league in the world, what has been the reason for England's lack of success at the international level? Many reasons were given: the lack of cohesion among the players due to club rivalries, not finding correct coach who can utilize the talent, etc., etc. But since the appointment of Gareth Southgate after a disappointing last 16 loss to Iceland in 2016 Euros, England have actually performed well. Nobody expected anything from them going into the 2018 World Cup. Still, a respectable semi-final finish in Euro 2020, which took place last year due to the pandemic. They went all the way to the final. They were very unlucky to lose to Italy on penalties. This time also England has made it safely through to the round of 16, and they performed brilliantly against a Senegal side which was not defensively very compact. And as we know that Aliou Cisse has done magnificent work with Senegal for the past 4 years, so it was not a cakewalk. But the way England approached that game was truly magnificent. And yes, so England fans need to believe that under Gareth Southgate, considerable results have been achieved, and his pragmatism needs to be respected. It is not right to expect 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 victories at every game. So Gareth Southgate has also to take some steps, like employ more attacking midfield. But whatever his decisions are, it has worked wonderfully well as compared to his predecessors Roy Hodgson, or Sven Goran Eriksson, or Fabio Capello for that matter. So it is very imperative for English fans to stick behind Gareth Southgate, because Gareth Southgate receives a lot of flack from the crowd, especially the English people. So that needs to change, because he is the only manager that has some success now, not in terms of silverware yet, but he has considerable success, because he has taken the English team to the next level, and to the point that Lionel Messi, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time, has said before the start of the World Cup that only three teams that scare him, that are Brazil, not scare him, but they have the chance to win the World Cup. That are Brazil, France, and England. So that came out of the blue for many English fans who have a tendency to look down upon the good work done by Gareth Southgate. But anyways, coming into this game, as I said, France. Some people are saying are overwhelming favorites, but in my estimation, they are just favorites, and England are underdogs. But it shouldn't come as a surprise if they somehow manage to beat France. So France. Under Didier Deschamps have been magnificent. Three forward: Olivier Giroud, Kylian Mbappe, and Ousmane Dembele, with Antoine Griezmann, who has been a revelation, orchestrating the play in the midfield and feeding balls to all the three forwards. And his vision has been immaculate, and his career has been reborn. He is undergoing a resurgence under Didier Deschamps at the French national team. The back three of French team is very compact. Touchemeni and Touchemeni has also provided creativity, and he does the dirty work to clean up the mess sometimes that is caused due to other French mistakes. So that looks compact. Kylian Mbappe, I think at the moment is the best player in the world. So has Olivier Giroud, who passed Thierry Henry's all-time record of 52 in the last game, and Dembele has been magnificent as well, though although he has not set the stage alight with his goals, but the work he has done off the ball and with the ball, his vision, his passes have been immaculate as well. Rafael Varane has been solid as a block as always, and Upamecano has also put on a brilliant display. There were some flashes of brilliance from the skipper as well, the goalkeeper Hugo Lloris, but he will be tested a lot more in this game against that with the quality of attack that the English have. So coming back to the English team, many people are saying that instead of Jordan Henderson, despite the fact that he scored a magnificent goal against Senegal, they should start with someone like Jack Grealish on the flanks, who will provide much attacking impetus and balls to the forward. As we know that Raheem Sterling has once again joined the English squad. Unfortunately, a burglary occurred in his home, so he missed the last 16 clash against Senegal. But he has flown back into France. So that is a good news for Gareth Southgate and co. Phil Foden has also showed his flashes of brilliance. So, but the best player for England for me at this tournament has been Jude Bellingham. He has been exceptionally well. Movement of the ball is precise, and his what's it, temperament has also been brilliant, and he knows where the he can has the ability to read the game pretty nicely. So that will come in handy against an experienced opponents like France. For the England defense, Harry Maguire has played very decently, despite the fact that he has not had a great season at all with Manchester United, and his playing time has been restricted to a few minutes by new manager Erik ten Hag. John Stones has been compact as usual, and whenever he has been called into action, the English goalkeeper Jordan Pickford has also performed very well. So yeah, this expects to be a cagey battle. I expect France to win, but if England wins, as I said at the start of the video, that will not be a surprise at all. For England, their talismanic skipper Harry Kane is the main striker, and the game will hinge on the fact that how English defenders man mark Kylian Mbappe, or the tactical plan that Gareth Southgate and his staff have to somehow contain Kylian Mbappe. Because as we know that Mbappe doesn't only score the goals, he is the creative force of the team. He also makes runs down the flanks, down the middle as well, and he has the capacity to, with the ball at his feet, to attract more players, and so that creates a space, and he has also the ability to give one final pass. And because most of the players are following Kylian Mbappe, there are a lot of open spaces which can be exploited by Olivier Giroud and Ousmane Dembele as well. So English defense will hold the key, and Harry Kane's form will be essential for England's progress to the semi-final. So all in all, it promises to be an enticing contest. So I hope both the teams wins. My personal favorite is England, But yeah, I reiterate my words that France are the favorite. So how did you like my analysis of the preview? Please tell in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any opinions, please tell in the comment section below, because I value your feedback very much. Thank you.